Welcome, everyone. We're very excited to have everyone with us this evening, and thank you on this gorgeous Wednesday evening on July 29th. We're very excited to have with us Angela Amora, who has a lot of credentials, which you will hear about here in just a little bit. I first want to go over our July specials, the limited time offers that are still available. And the Endless Summer, can you believe, is still available, as well as the Shinrin Yuku. Guys, once you get that bath bar in your shower, you're going to want a whole lot more. So trust me, I love the beard oil or the hair oil. I love to put it in my hair because I love my hair to shine. And there's the travel sunscreen as well. And then just a reminder, if you're going to convention, this is through Friday at midnight Mountain. You will see here, register, all in caps, 20 to get $20 off. So if you put this when you register, this promo code, it'll be $169 instead of $189. So please do so that you get a $20 discount. You're going to bring a friend or two, and there you go. Before you know it, $60. Next week, Dale and I are coming up with our new class, the Natural Home Journey, going through all the homes, making some changes to our home and lifestyle for sure. And then if you're local, next Thursday is an Unplugged with Dr. Shane. For those of you that were with us in June, it was incredible. Please come and bring a friend or two. Should be great. And on the 12th, the full title of this with Dr. Courtney is Raising Healthy Children in an Unhealthy World, in an unhealthy situation we're in right now. So that's going to be a good one. So invite grandparents and parents to that. On the 18th, we're having our monthly Shinrin Yuku experience. We've definitely changed it up from what we did in June and May. So if you're around, would you please join us? And then Wendy's going to be teaching on August 19th, if you're local, as well in the Senior Center, Improve Focus, Memory, and Mood Naturally. And then on the 19th, if I'm hearing a lot of folks out there, the last week we were in St. Cloud and Fergus Falls, and parents are just, and grandparents more than anybody, they're really nervous about what their kids and grandkids are going to be bringing home. And Dr. Shane is going to be sharing some great information on what we can do at home and for ourselves to start preparing for that class before school starts. On the 26th, another generally hands-on Pelvic Floor 101 with Dr. Laura. We've really enjoyed her classes in the past. And then we did move our Betty's doTERRA business training because we found out, I got a lot of calls that on August 11th is voting, and we thought folks got from 7 o'clock to 5 o'clock to vote and be there at 5:30. Well, a number of our wonderful people that want to be here is going to be working the polls until 10 o'clock. So we moved it to October 6th, same place. We moved, even added on an hour. Betty feels that we need an extra hour, so 4:30 to 8:30. The QR code will be available next week for you to register for a mere $10. It'll be a great evening. And this is a Master's Club program, so class tonight. So if you have anybody enrolling from tonight, please reach out to whoever invited you. If you don't have a code for all these amazing freebies, reach out. My information will be toward the end, and I will get that. I'll share that with you. I don't gain anything. It's about your people that are registering that will get that. And I am going to advance the slides just in case, because of bandwidth for Angela and because she's going to be doing a lot of hands-on as well. Angela is an Eden Energy Medicine certified practitioner. She's a certified sound practitioner. She's an emotional freedom technique practitioner and EFT. She is also a doTERRA Diamond Wellness Advocate, which means I know that Angela travels a lot. We talk at least once a week, at least, and have for a couple years now, maybe 2.5. And without further ado, I am beyond thrilled to have Angela with us this evening. Angela, it's all yours.
Thank you, my friend. Oh, I'm so happy to be here with you all. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be able to share these resources with you. I have actually been an energy medicine practitioner longer than a doTERRA wellness advocate, but I can actually probably advance while I'm standing right in front of the screen, Sandy, and
Okay,
then,
let me stop sharing and then you can have it.
okay. And then that way, when we go to do the exercises, you can take over and do that,
Go ahead, absolutely.
because like she said when oops, I'm sharing the wrong thing. Oh my goodness gracious, stop this thing, stop. Okay, well, let me get it ready before I share it. Sandy was so quick to stop sharing that screen. She caught me off guard. But like Sandy said, I will be doing some physical activity and you'll be doing it with me. So I will be stepping away from the screen. It'll be hard for me to click on to the next slide. So she has been so kind to volunteer herself, and I greatly appreciate her fingers to be able to keep clicking those sides. And thank you, Sandy. I really, really appreciate that. So let me get to where I can now share it. And so we're all on the same page. Okay, and we're going to present. So as she mentioned, I am an Eden Energy Medicine Certified Practitioner, which is a bit of a mouthful, but what that means is I am certified to work with 9 different energy systems. And I was doing that. I started my schooling in 2008, but then when I went to a class in 2010 and I felt a drop of balance on my hand, it changed my life. My clients were looking for alternatives to the medications. They didn't want to keep poisoning their bodies. So they were asking me for some natural solutions to pair with the energy medicine techniques. And so tonight I am going to teach you a very simple daily energy routine exercise that we are pairing with essential oils. When we pair it with the essential oils, they both enhance each other. So as I shared in the chat earlier, and I know they've been sharing this on Discover Essentials Facebook page, these are the essential oils we're going to be going over or using today. So we actually had mentioned eucalyptus. Eucalyptus was one that you can use instead of marjoram if you don't have it. So if your oils are somewhere in your space that you can go and reach them right now and you haven't already gathered them, these are the ones you're going to want. So we're going to want lemongrass, On Guard, marjoram, spearmint. You can also use peppermint, digestin. Those will work fine too as well. Balance. We have grapefruit, rosemary, and deep blue. If you don't have deep blue, wintergreen, birch, anything good for bones would be good for that one. So another one to supplement that rosemary, frankincense would be a good one for that. Maybe even some lemon, but I'll get to that in just a second. That's the supplements. So if you could just kind of reshare that graphic, Sandy, in the chat, or Kayla, that would be great so people can reference that, because I'm going to go ahead and move on. So you may be asking yourself, okay, energy, that's like, what are you talking about with energy? That's to have the energy to get up and get the stuff done. Energy is actually everything, right? Everything is energy. These hard surfaces that we have as tables, we think that they are solid surfaces. And in fact, they are actually molecules just bouncing off of each other. Energy, right? And Albert Einstein said it best: when everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Plain and simple. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. So if you've matched it, it has to follow through. It's not philosophy, it's physics. And I'm going to teach you a little bit about that, because you're going to use the energy of your hands and of the essential oils that we're going to pair with these exercises to channel that frequency, to channel the flow of that energy. And if anybody has any questions, please go ahead and chime them in the chat. I'll be popping into that, and I'll be able to answer any of those. So as we go along, if you have any questions, which most
Angela,
people
we'll
do.
wait for a Q&A at the end unless it's something specific about this. So you
Yeah,
can be
like,
non-compliant if need be.
right, exactly. And if anybody needs to, like they can't hear or they can't see or something like that. But otherwise, just leave them in the chat and we'll cover them at the end. So we talked about what energy is, or at least the energy that we're working with. And then now I'm going to go into what is energy medicine. It is the oldest, safest, most organic, and accessible medicine there is. Potent techniques that allow you to participate in your own healing. You get to have your own power taken into your own hands. And so it's a very powerful tool for self-care and healthcare professionals, but you don't have to be a healthcare professional to use energy medicine. Anybody can do it, in fact. And so what that energy medicine does for you is it reaches and addresses the biological processes at their energetic foundation. So for those of us in doTERRA, we know about the foundational wellness, right? That is the core foundation, giving our body the core nutrients. If we can build those building blocks for wellness, then everything else can build upon that. At that point, then we can accent with an essential oil or maybe DDR prime supplements or some other supplements. So you're working on that core foundation so that it's able to impact the full spectrum of your physical conditions, because they actually reflect from the energetic imprint onto the physical. So sometimes people who are going through grief will have respiratory issues because grief is an emotion, an energetic emotion that will affect that physical organ, which is the lungs. It's a very efficient medicine that we have access to at any time. It regulates biological processes with precision, speed, and flexibility safely. So because you can do that anywhere yourself without a tool, you don't have to worry about overdoing it or overdosing. Practicality, it fosters health with interventions that can be readily, economically, and non-invasively applied. You don't need a scalpel for this. You don't need a lot of money. You just need to know how to do the things, and you could just do them for yourself with your own hands. So it is more empowering that way, right? It's going to take out that middleman and put you in charge of your own health so that you can take care of yourself and also your family. It adapts nonlinear concepts. So you can, have you ever heard of group prayers, right? Where people will come together, a large group, even a whole church will come together and pray for a family or a city, and miracles will happen, right? So that energy, when it's collected, it can actually be more powerful and it can actually travel. So that's pretty cool and pretty powerful. And they've got lots of science behind that, seeing it very, very effective. And it strengthens the integration of body, mind, and spirit, the wholeness of you, right? So that is lending not only to a focus on healing, but to a greater well-being, peace, and passion for life. Because if you've got that balance in your energy systems and you can feel that result in your mental, physical, emotional bodies, right? It's amazing what that can do for impacting the quality of your life. Your body is not just a collection of physical and chemical events. Like all living systems, it is a unified collection of energy fields. And you can change the way your body functions for ill or for good, right? You have that control. So what is it that you do with it? That's what I'm teaching you tonight. Some good things that you can do with it. Okay, so that's what energy is and what energy medicine is. So now for those of you who may be newer to essential oils, I'm just going to take a few moments here to cover what an essential oil is. So it is natural aromatic compounds found in plants. Hundreds of concentrated volatile compounds from these plants are in the essential oils. and they are 50 to 70 times more potent than the plant itself, especially a dried plant, like we have dried sage or rosemary. They usually are steam distilled from the plant or cold pressed. And I have two pictures here. The one on the right is a microscopic view of the one on the left, a peppermint leaf. And those little green sacs, it looks like an alien terrain, but those little green sacs is where the essential oils reside. So with steam distillation, they rupture and release. And that's how we can capture the essential oils, the most precious possession of those plants, and that we can use to help protect, heal, and restore our bodies, and to just be able to do what they're made to do, heal themselves, right? And then those little spikes next to those sacs is what the plant, peppermint plant in this case, uses to protect its most valuable resource. Because these are very powerful, powerful resources, and they're safe and without side effects. Instead, you're going to find benefits. Now, we want to make sure that we are using not just essential oils, natural medicine, right? But we want to make sure that we're using the highest quality, the medicinal grade, okay? So there is a lot of different essential oils out there. Majority of them are synthetic, perfume industry produced, and they are not safe to ingest. Some are not even safe to apply to your skin. Then we have food grade, or GRAS, generally regarded as safe. That is something that they, like wintergreen gum does not have wintergreen in it, right? It's just flavored to taste like that, how wintergreen smells. And so because of that, it's regarded as safe for us to ingest, but it has no therapeutic benefit. And then we have therapeutic grade, which is one standard, but then that means it has some health benefit, and some portion of that bottle should have should be a percentage of the plant extract. And then we have our CPTG, or Certified Pure Tested Grade, or Therapeutic Grade, and that is where it goes through 54 different tests with doTERRA, every single batch, to make sure that you've got the purest, most potent, sourced from their natural habitat, and that way we're going to get the best medicine possible. They have lots and lots of amazing properties that we can use to help our bodies heal themselves, support our bodies for wellness, right? To be able to move past these dis-eases in our body. So no one likes to be in dis-ease, right? We want to be in abundance. We want to be in joy. We want to be in health. And so we can actually use the essential oils to help support that process. And we've been doing so for thousands of years. Now, you can use them aromatically, and this is why you would use them aromatically: to purify the room, change your emotion, open your airways, or even help with your memory. Smelling the oil is how we do that, because it travels up into that olfactory bulb in our limbic region of our brain. Topical, you can apply them topically to the area of concern where your body is asking for it, right? Your stomach's upset, apply it over your tummy. Your neck is giving you some grief, apply it on your neck. Now, if you're using a hot oil like cinnamon or clove or oregano, always dilute that with the carrier. A natural fatty seed oils are really popular, like we have almond, coconut, right? Those are really good. Grapeseed oil. You can even use jojoba. Dilute them for babies always, and sensitive skin. So anybody, because what dilution does is it actually helps spread out the benefit over a wider area instead of a nice intense concentration in one selected area. And that makes it so that that sensitive skin is not agitated. Internal use, only if approved, okay? You can use that for anything from whole to holes, okay? I make it super simple to understand that. Anything from whole to holes, you can use that internally. How do I know if I can take an oil internally? It's going to tell you on the bottle. So you're going to be able to look at that essential oil bottle, and you're going to see supplement facts like you do for all things you ingest. And then below that, you're going to see it tells you how to use it internally and that it is approved for internal use. Okay, great. Perfect. So now that we've gotten the explanations of what the two things that we're merging together are like, we're going to talk about why we want to merge them together. To unlock your vitality, right? the daily energy routine and essential oils pair so nicely. Ancient energy medicine meets modern plant history, but it's not modern. It's not so modern as far as the benefits because it's been happening for so long. The goal is to reset your nervous system and boost your focus in under 5 minutes. Help to relieve some aches and pains in your joints, clear your mind, many other things. What to expect? We're going to teach you this hands-on interactive session to shift your mood instantly and to help harmonize your foundational energy bodies. So why does this work? Okay, there's actually some science behind energy medicine, right? They have found that movement of the body, tapping as an EFT, emotional freedom technique, or crossing the body's midline helps to get that brain to function better because it's crossing the hemispheres, right? So we've got the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere, and so we want to be able to get those to work better. If we use aroma with that, that's going to activate the limbic system and anchor in those benefits that we're looking for. So the result is balance. Integrated body and brain equals greater balance and vitality for us overall. So now I am going to go over the first step that we're going to exercise that we're going to do, and then I'll be handing it back to Sandy, the presentation to Sandy, so that she can guide from here. Because after I explain how to do these, we're going to do them together, okay? So I want to go back over the oils that you should have and just make sure you have them on hand. And the first ones that we're going to use is the lemongrass, and you're going to see that lemongrass, you see at the very bottom of the slide is listed. So we got lemongrass, we've got On Guard, marjoram or eucalyptus, whichever one you found handy, spearmint, digestin, peppermint, any of those are going to work, okay? So has everybody got one of those? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the lemongrass and we're going to put it on our pointer finger, okay? Now, just rub that in for a second, and one on each finger. While you're doing that, I'm going to explain why. So the lemongrass supports your kidneys, and K27 is the end point of the kidney meridian. I'll explain what meridians are in a moment. So K27 is actually up here under the collarbone, and when you tap on that, it helps to stimulate that energy up from the ground, so it helps you with your grounding, and it also can help with your kidneys to just function better, to be more in balance and, healthy. So we want to be tapping to be able to stimulate that. The next oil that we're going to be applying is On Guard. On Guard is what we will be applying to our middle fingers now. And so you put it on one finger, and you just need the tiniest little bit, and then you're going to rub your middle fingers together. So now we have lemongrass on both of our pointer fingers and On Guard on our middle fingers. So the On Guard helps with boosting the immune system, right? Where our thymus is a gland that lies underneath our breastbone, and that is also what helps boost our immune system. So we're gonna tap that thymus in a moment here with that On Guard. The next oil that we're gonna put on our fingers is marjoram or eucalyptus, whichever one you have on hand. And we're gonna put that one on our ring fingers, okay? That is going to be for spleen. Spleen is for metabolism, not just food, but also for emotions, environment, right? Keeping your spleen healthy. If you eat something fatty, if you have something that just doesn't agree with you, if you drink too much wine, any of these will be good reasons to keep your spleen healthy so that it can process and metabolize. If you're in a new job, if you're in a new relationship, in your new town, that's another way of metabolizing and processing an environment, okay? So we want to be able to put those organs, those body systems into balance. So let me stop sharing now so that my friend Sandy can take over. And now I'm going to step back. I kept my headphones on so you guys can keep hearing me. Okay, so we're going to do this together, okay? And I'm going to make it so that, can I make it so that I can see you guys? Okay, I can't see you, so you're going to hopefully, all I see is Sandy. Hi, Sandy. Okay, so we are going to start with the lemongrass, which is our pointer fingers, okay? So I'm going to come a little closer because I want you to see what I'm talking about. So we have a collarbone that comes in from both sides. So you're going to come in and drop down to a little hollow. Okay, so this little hollow is going to be tender, and it's going to be on both sides. So I want you to find that and then tap it. Tap it with that pointer finger. Okay, you only have to tap this for a few seconds. This is a really good way to stay awake too if you're trying to drive really late at night. This will keep you awake. Our stomach points, which we'll get to in just a second, are also, oh, I forgot to tell you what it's for the stomach. That's going to be on the pinky. Your digestion, peppermint, or spearmint are going to be on your pinkies. Okay, thymus, right over your breastbone. Bump on that. You should hear it. You should be able to hear it in my voice when I'm tapping hard enough. You want to be able to vibrate it to get it to activate and to be able to balance your immune system. And then spleen is right around the bra line, just a little forward in between some ribs. So it's about here on me. It will be tender, I'm going to tell you. And it's on both sides of the body. So we're now going to take that ring finger, right, that we put the marjoram or eucalyptus on. Okay. And then we're going to take the last one. If you have glasses, you're going to want to take them off. And your digestion, spearmint, peppermint, right below the eyes is the stomach point. I didn't explain this. It's going to help with all things stomach related. So not only digestion, but worry. Worry comes from the stomach energy. So we want to tap softly and don't poke yourself in the eye. But when you tap, that's going to help stimulate the energy to flow in the direction that we want. Okay, Sandy, so now you can take me to the next one. And what you might want to do is stop sharing between, after I explain it, so then they see me bigger. Okay, so the cross crawl is going to help balance and harmonize energy, improve coordination, and clear thinking. What it does is it gets your brain to cross that hemisphere, right? Your left is going to communicate with your right and vice versa. So now we're going to take the balance blend and we're going to put that on the palm of our hands and we're going to rub our hands together, okay? So when we rub our hands together, we're going to do that. I'm going to step up. Let me take this down just here. Okay, and then rub our hands together just to bring that energy front and center. Shake it off, and then you're going to tap the opposite knee with the opposite hand. So it's going to be left to right and right to left. Okay? Come on, ladies. And if you're sitting down, I see Kathy sitting down. Oh, no, you're standing up? Okay. But if you have to sit down, you can. You can. Don't worry about it. If you can't stand up and do this without it being a balance issue, you can totally sit down. But this is going to help you to be, it actually helps boost your immune system too, because when you're sick, your energy goes homolateral, straight up and down. And this is encouraging it to come into balance and be healthy. So you want to try to cross, if your knee can cross the center. If you need to sit down to do that more safely, you can. But crossing the center of your body is the most powerful. So that is called the cross crawl. Next, Sandy. Next, I think we have the lymphatic work, and we can do that sitting down. So now we're going to take the grapefruit, and I like to take this one and put it on the thumb. So grapefruit, geranium, frankincense, all of these are good for the Wayne Cook posture. Okay, so for the Wayne Cook, and I know what this looks like, Sandy, so you can go ahead and stop sharing it, I guess. Someone who's watching the recording can take a screenshot of that. So I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. So we're going to be sitting down, okay? And I want you to take your right foot and put it on your left knee. Your left hand on that right ankle. Your right hand on the bottom of your right foot. Can we see me? Okay, maybe make it the presenter view, Sandy, instead of you. Because I think all I see is you. I don't know about everybody else.
Kathy Boone, who are you seeing out there? I'm seeing you. Yeah, are you seeing Angela?
Is everybody seeing me big and okay, good. Okay, because that's
Angela, they're all seeing you.
Okay, perfect. So
quick question, they want to know, can we do this over either clothes or under clothes?
Yes, that's a great question.
Over clothes?
Over clothes is fine. If you have shoes on, I do recommend taking them off. Socks are fine, but that rubber is going to disrupt the energy flow. So I do recommend taking shoes off. And put your hand on the bottom of your foot. So I'll just recap. Right knee is on, right ankle is on left knee. Left hand is on that right ankle. Right hand is on the bottom of the right foot. Okay. I am crossing in many places as you are right now. And that is really important. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift that foot up as we stretch our back. Take a breath in, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. And then as you release the breath, release the pose. Relax. Do that again 2 more times. Take a breath in. This is called the Wayne Cook. It's going to help you unscramble your mind. So let's say oh my gosh, you just can't get your thoughts together. Even if you're trying to win an argument, I mean, you have an advantage now. It's going to get you to be able to think your best. And you'd be surprised. I beat my husband 5 times. I didn't have to, but because I do this regularly, 5 times in a row. He never got to win a single game last night of cards. I won all 5 of them. Okay, so now we have our left ankle on our right knee. Our left hand, I'm sorry, let's do the exact same thing. So right hand on left ankle. Right hand on left ankle. Because on the top, we're going to want that left hand on the bottom of that left foot. Okay? So now we're going to, after we've got our left ankle on our right knee, our right hand on our left ankle, and our left hand on the bottom of our left foot, we're going to pull it back and stretch. Hold your breath and release. Do it again. There was a gentleman whose child was autistic, and he caught his child doing this and saw what it did for that focus and concentration. So that's why he taught that, and that's why it's called the Wayne Cook posture. Okay, so Sandy, the next one, everybody grab your rosemary. And your rosemary is going to go on the palm of that hand again. So we did that one. I can't hear you, sweetie, but we did that one. So go forward.
Someone asked me to go back, so I wanted to show this one. Real quick, here it is. And then here's the next one. This is the one that we just finished. And here's where she is now.
And I do have a video at the end that there's a QR code for. I was interviewed, and so I explained all of these, and you'll be able to watch a recording of more up close of me doing it and pairing the oils with it. Okay, so the crown pull is kind of similar to the Wayne Cook posture, where it's going to work with your mental clarity, your mental faculties. But this one, like, where the heck did I put my keys? You know, or just like that kind of stuff, right? That's going to be more memory than that that focus. And this also helps with hot flashes. So what we do is at the end, so I just wanted you to get the rosemary on your hand. So the end of the Wayne Cook, we make a steeple. So the steeple, please show the Wayne Cook again for a screenshot. Okay, so that's the last one before. So and then the steeple is going to be all of your fingers together and then the thumbs together over your bridge of your nose, and that's also known as the third eye. So we take a breath in and a breath out as we drag our thumbs to our temples, letting our other fingers curve into the center, press, and then pull out with that exhale. Okay, so that's the end of the Wayne Cook. But then now we're transitioning into the crown pull. Okay, so we start again here in the center of the forehead. Press in. You slide. Yeah, there you go. And then exhale as you drag those fingers to your temples. Shake that off, because what this is doing is releasing tension. That's why it works so good for headaches and hot flashes. Coming up here to the midline here, to the hairline. Do that again. Top of the head. Press it in. Do that again. Again, down the back. You want to really, I have my hair up, so I'm not going to press hard, but you do want to get in there. And all the way down the neck. And then dig in at the top of the shoulders for a nice breath. And exhale. Do another one. And this time as you exhale, press in as you drag those fingers forward, shaking off that tension and that energy. And then wipe the rest of it off your arms because it likes to collect there, just to let it all go. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay. I'm going to move forward to the next slide, please, my friend. And then we already have on our hands, it should be the neurolymphatic reflex points. If not, then we skipped it. But yep, a handsome man. Okay. So your lymph system is how we process and move toxins through our body, okay? You want that working well. All that waste you want out. They removed a lump out of a sentinel node in my lymph system, and it had that big C word attached to it. So I want to keep my lymph system working really well, but you want to do that as well. And that keeps that waste going out of your body. So we already have lemongrass on our hands as well as grapefruit. So we don't have to add any more oils. We're good, okay? What you want to do when you're working with the lymphatic system is only choose about 4 to maybe 5 of these points at a time. And then the next day, you'll do a different 4 points or 5 points. And then the next day, you'll do a different. So what happens is you're getting through all of them within about a week, but you're not over releasing the toxins in your body, because that might keep you tied to the toilet. So you might not want to do that. So with these, you're going to find them because they're going to be tender when you touch them. Now you should notice right there by his left ear, K27 is marked, right? So you'll have another reference point where that is. That's one of these reflex points for removing toxins out of the kidney. Then we have our central, and then speaking of kidney, we have the side of our arm. So if you curve your fingers and you press in, okay, and then you work your way down that bicep. And by the way, these are on both sides of the body. Both sides of the body. So you can do both at the same time, but you don't tickle yourself, my friends. Really press it like you mean it. That's the only way to get it to really work. Okay? Now, girls, ladies, we have these harnesses that we wear. Okay? They restrict our lymph flow, especially if they have a wire. Okay? So you're going to want to get up underneath your girls, and you're going to work out. So you can see we have liver on our right, and we have stomach on our left. Okay, so we're going to start with liver, and you start in the center, and you press in. These are going to be tender. I apologize. The more you do it, the better. Every time you take that harness off, do this, okay? So get up underneath those girls, press, and you're going to do these circles out to the side. What oil are we using now? So we actually already have lemongrass and grapefruit on our hands. So we're using those. They're already on our hands. It's in our energy field. And now we're going to do stomach from the center on out. Okay, they should be tender, very tender. I can't see you did. Okay, so can you make me big again? Okay, so we're going to start on the center. Here's our sternum. And we're going like these U shapes underneath our girls. Okay, so we start in the center and we go out. It's going to be tender. If you're not saying ouch, you're not doing it right. If you're not saying ouch, you're not doing it right. Okay? And that goes on both sides. And so I'm making little movements. You can make little circles, but I'm making little movements. Okay? Trying to get down. I stopped wearing a harness years ago. Nice. Excellent, Christy. Yeah, I don't usually wear one either. And if I do, there's like there's no tension on it. There's no buckle in the back, and there's 0 wire. So there we go. I love it. I love it. So get that energy flowing out. Okay. So I showed you 1, 2, and then this is one that you get to do for yourself. Okay. On top of your pubic bone. This is your bladder. Ladies, if you've had babies, you need support with your bladder, right? So take that and press in the center, on top, right on top of the pubic bone, and take it out to the edge. Okay, take it out to the edge, and at the very corner, it's going to be the most tender. What if you pee too much at night? That is a great question. So all of these, just like the oils, all they do is bring balance, harmony, homeostasis. So if you have to pee too much, you still need to work this. Same reason. Put some cypress on there. That's going to help with your bladder. Okay, now let's take one last one. How far? You guys can still hear me because I got my headphones. Okay, so seam of your pants, right? The side of your thighs, where your seam of your pants would be. This is your large intestine. Speaking of something coming out your bottom too much, right? If that's the case, you're going to want it to flow up or stop flowing down. So you're going to bend those fingers again, press in, and do these circles from the top of your knee. This is along the side of your leg, remember? Up to your hip. And all you will do is the up if your bottom's falling out. If you can't get to go, then you only do down because that's the direction you want it to flow. I would have applied digestin, phenol, spearmint, right? We already have that on our hands. Now, if you're and don't forget these on both sides of the body. Both sides of the body, okay? Always do it on both sides of the body. This should be tender. You've never worked these points before. They should be tender. If they're not, move around until you find the tender spot because it's there, okay? Now, with these guys, over time, they should become less tender. They should become less tender if you're using these techniques on a more regular basis. They should become less tender. But the fact that you have not been, that means they're super tender. So you're going to do up and down both sides. If you have kidney issues, do kidney points every day and then mix up the other ones. If you have elimination issues, do the large intestine every day and then do the other ones until you get that regulated. Then you can bring those in the every so many days cycle. Okay, Sandy, next. Now we're down to my 2 favorites. Okay, we're doing good on time. Okay, I'm just making sure. Thyroid issues, what helps? Lots of great questions for the Q&A at the end. And I actually do have an essential oils for hormones workshop that covers that. Essential oils and energy medicine for hormones. Thyroid is part of hormone system. So maybe Sandy, what can get me on the calendar for doing that one? Okay, so connecting heaven and earth is one of my favorites. Okay, so take a screenshot because Sandy's about to take this away. But before she does, take your deep blue, your wintergreen, your birch, and put on your hand. If you have Siberian
Kayla, take
fir,
a picture and put it in the chat, please.
There we go. Perfect. These next 2, I hate to say, well, it's kind of like your children. You never want to say your favorites, right? But I have to say, this is my second favorite. And then the next one is my absolute favorite. No, I need space above my head too. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Rub our hands together. Shake them off. Bring them back together. Watch me. Then we're going to do it together. Watch me. Then we're going to do it together. So we'll end up taking one hand up, one hand down, flexing the wrist, taking a breath in as we look up and hold the pose, flex the wrist, hold the breath. As we exhale, we take our glance down to the lower hand, hold, exhale that breath completely. Inhale as we bring that hand up to meet the other, and exhale as we take it to in front of our chest. Now we're going to do it together. Okay, left is going to go up, right's going to go down. Inhale, hold, flex, hold the breath, hold the breath, hold the breath. And then as you look down, you're going to let that breath out and release that, as well as any tension, pain in your body. Inhale as you bring that hand up to meet the other, bringing in clear energy from the earth, and then exhale as you come down to your chest. This is connecting heaven and earth, great for joints, making space and stretching or opening up the meridians. I'll tell you what those are in just a second. Now we're going to have the right up, left down, flex, 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 hold, hold, hold. As you're collecting all that amazing energy from above, take that, channel it through your body as you're taking your breath and your gaze down. Once you've released all that breath, take an inhale as you bring the hand up to meet the other, and exhale as you come to your chest. That's one set. We're going to do two. Left up, right down. Breathe in, hold, 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 flex, flex, flex. Collect all that energy and channel it down all the way through your body, out the other hand. Bring that energy up from the earth to meet your hand, down to your center. One more time, right up, left down. Hold, hold, flex. Get all you can. Channel that down with the breath. Bring that hand up. This time, we're going to bend over. We're not going to stop at our chest. We're going to bend our bodies in half, relaxing the knees. If you're sitting in a chair, just lean forward. Keep your knees soft. 2 deep breaths in and out. Let those shoulders and hands and neck hang. After you have your 2 deep breaths, slowly roll up, 1 vertebrae at a time, making space between them. So first your shoulder, then your neck, then your head will come up. You should feel amazing right now. Okay, so now let's look at the next one. Like I said, that was my second favorite. Then my favorite is actually Celtic weave. So the Celtic symbol has a lot of crosses in it, right? Oh, I'm sorry, not yet. I have to tell you what meridians are. Okay, so meridians are energy pathways that connect the dots of hundreds of tiny reservoirs of heat, electromagnetic energy, and other subtle energies along the surface of the skin, okay? So when you go to the acupuncturist, they stick a needle in your meridians, okay? And they're going to connect one spot with another spot. They sometimes will just put one needle in. That's if they're going to one of those deeper reservoirs, what we call source points, or gateways. There's lots of different ways of talking about them. But usually they're taking energy from one point to another, and so they're putting them in pairs, okay? Meridians are, see, I could feel my hands tingle. Perfect. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You wait till this next one. Okay, so the meridians not only feed vital energies to their related organs, they also reflect any pathological disturbance in those organs, thus providing physicians with a convenient and highly accurate tool for diagnosis as well as therapy. So that's when we're talking with alternative medicines. They care about this diagnostic tool, right? But when you go to see an acupuncturist, he's checking your pulses, not for your heart rate, but your meridian pulses when they hold your wrists. That's what they are checking. And all the meridians, like I talked about kidney and large intestine, those neurolymphatic reflex points, they're reflexes for the meridians that govern those organs or body systems. So hopefully that made sense. I can go into deeper with the Q&A. Sandy, next. Oh, next slide, or do I need to? Okay. Okay, so here's another way. We were talking a little bit about thyroid earlier, right? So here's a way that connecting heaven and earth, the exercise you just did, affects your hormones, right? So there are meridians that you just helped the flow work through. You used your breath, you used your intention, your mind, you used your eyes, and used your olfactory with the essential oils, right? So the more senses you can bring in to shift, channel, direct this energy, the better. And there you go. So yang is more masculine. That is from above. And then that's why I use it to clear out. And the yin coming up from below is to restore. Okay. Next slide, please.
Do you want to show him anything, or did you want?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the Celtic weave, okay? We already have On Guard on our hand, so we're good. What is this type of medicine called? So I am a certified Eden energy medicine practitioner. Eden as in Garden of Eden. Donna Eden, most specifically, is who it's named after. But it's energy medicine. I know it seems like a very generic term, but if you were to take Reiki, cranial sacral, aura balancing, chakra balancing, lymphatic work, a lot of others, and put them together, you get me, and my schooling. So hopefully that helps. But you can go to inners, INNER, source.net. Okay, Celtic weave has to do with your aura. Your aura is your energy spacesuit. That is how you receive the world and the world interprets you. So you want it healthy, you want it clean. We pick up stuff from all over the place. We have to clean that out. So what we want to do is keep it vibrant, keep it healthy, keep it alive, and clear of other people's clutter. So now you can go ahead and turn off and make me front and center so I can make sure they can see me. We're going to rub our hands together again. Okay, everybody needs to stand up for this. Rub our hands together, shake it off. Like I said, my favorite. Okay, so rub it really good, rub it really good, rub it really good, shake it off, and then soften your hands. Get them close, but don't let them touch. And then slowly pull them away and to each other. And you will feel kind of like a magnet-y type of sensation. At the very least, you are going to feel tingling. But you may feel like they don't want to go together or pull apart, right? They're working like magnets do. So we've just activated the energies in our hand. With an inhale, take one of each hands to either side of your head. Exhale. Inhale as you bring your elbows in, letting your hands softly follow, crossing your arms in front of you. Exhale as you take that out to your side. Slowly. As you do so, feel the air flowing between your fingers like water in a pool. Go ahead and do that again. Bring it in with an inhale over your belly now. And then now exhale out. You should feel the energy of your aura between your fingers if you're keeping them soft enough to receive that. Now we're going to go over our thighs. Bring that in. Inhale. Exhale as we go out. Same over our shin. Inhale. In. Exhale out. One more time over our ankle. Inhale in. Exhale out. Scoop that energy up from the ground, taking your palms now, facing them forward, bringing it up above, up the front of your body, up above your head. Oh my gosh, that feels good. Let it trickle on down your back. So when you fluff up your aura, you can feel it, especially when you do it on a more regular basis. Now, that is the first line of defense you have for anything. So you want to keep it nice and healthy. Okay, Sandy. I just got the chills from foot to head. Awesome. Exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, last but not least is the hookup. Take your middle fingers. We have balance on our hands. Good to go. Okay, we have on guard on our hands for the next exercise. Good to go. Middle fingers, one goes in that third eye at the top of your bridge of your nose, above your eyebrows, and the other one goes in your belly button. Press them in towards your belly and up towards the sky. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. While you hold this pose, just keep doing that. In through your nose and out through your mouth. This one helps you return back to you, which is why it's at the end, okay? We've gotten rid of everybody else's crud that's been hanging out in our energy space, right? They're not even paying rent and occupying our space, right? They don't need to be here. So we got rid of them, and now we're coming back to us. As you hold this pose and are breathing, you might find that you yawn, you sigh. For me, it's really bizarre. My butt drops. A lot of people's shoulders soften. When you return back to yourself, connecting two meridians, these ones feed all the other meridians, by the way. It's just a very relaxing thing for your nervous system. Okay. So I have actually literally fallen, I couldn't fall asleep. Put my vetiver on, took my Serenity and Copa soft gels. But I do this, I woke up with my hand on my face because I had fallen asleep in this pose. Okay, so now we're going to do the zip up, which was the second exercise there. You could just keep me big, Sandy. So with this, you're going to take your hands out to your side, bring them into your pubic bone, and just like a zipper, and lock it, okay? Do the same thing. Again, and the back. This time you're just going to want to come up with one hand, reach down as far as you can or touch if you can, bring it up over your head to your top lip and lock it. I'm going to do that again for you. Bring that around to your back. One hand comes up as far as it can. The other one reaches it with energy or physically up above the head and lock it one more time. And this is how we seal in all that good work that we did. Okay, Sandy, I think we're just about done. I just have that slide to share with them with the QR code, so get your phones handy. Energy medicine is the living, vibrating ground of your being, and it is your body's natural self-healing elixir. It's natural medicine, just like the doTERRA essential oils that we use. Nothing but purity. When I wanted to pair something with my energy medicine practice, I didn't have to look any farther. I actually found doTERRA by accidentally calling a wrong number. I transposed 2 digits after asking my guides, my angels, God, whatever your higher power is, asking it for guidance for my clients. I called a number. It was supposed to be something else. No, I'm not them. What do? We have these oils you might be interested in. The rest is history. This medicine, this energy medicine paired with doTERRA, feeds the body and soul, and attending to it restores your natural vitality. Energy medicine is the science of the art of optimizing your energies to help your body and mind function better, by Donna Eden herself. Thank you for the hearts. Energy testing is a good way to stay on top of this. You can learn about that. Muscle testing is another word for it, and it's something that you can do for yourself or a practitioner can do for you. Muscle testing, kinesiology, energy testing, all basically the same thing. But that's how you can track. You can also use this to test substances, essential oils, food, which ones are good for you as well. Okay, Sandy, next slide. So there you go. If you want to see a video of Angela doing this, go ahead and scan this QR code and you can save that to your favorites. It's a YouTube video. And there you go. You can just like replay it over and over and over again until you've got it memorized and be able to keep using it.